Men of Reddit, what myth about men is 100% untrue and infuriates you when you hear it? That we must be swift as the coursing river, have the force of a great typhoon, possess the strength of raging fire, and be as mysterious as the dark side of the moon. That men are naturally inferior parents. Oh, daddy is babysitting today. No, it's called being a father. You silly twat. All day every day. As a mom, I also despise this. No, my husband is not doing me a favor by watching the kids. He does not deserve laurel wreaths or confetti. He is an active participant in their parenting. What in the hell is a Yanni wreath? Question mark. I thought we were past this. The idea that we don't also suffer from body image issues, it's more common than you think. Men only think about sex, bitch. Sometimes I just wanna watch a movie. Username does not check out. Asterisk asterisk that all we want is sex. Asterisk asterisk. This is why my ex-GF thought all she had to bring to the table was her vagina. She couldn't handle the other things I wanted out of life. Did you ask her politely to take her vagina off the table? And maybe wipe the table down afterwards? No, but it was pre-COVID-19, it was a different time. That we need to hide or suppress emotions other than anger. It seems pretty universal that women and men send this message to the men and boys in their lives. Anger is manly. Anything else, play it cool. Don't be too happy and definitely don't show weakness. Don't cry. Stoic suffering is the only non-explosive negative feeling. Don't even get too into enjoying yourself. That is what society says is masculine. And then some women fall in love and would give anything to hear about your real feelings. But by then it's almost impossible to even find the monsieur. Men don't feel safe to express their feelings. If you are an exception, you rock. Just want you to know that. I hate the stigma that men aren't allowed to have feelings and that abuse against men goes unrecorded and noticed. Former abused husband here. It's like people can't even accept the concept of it. One thing that has always disturbed me is the notion that men are primarily motivated by aggressive sexual urges. This idea has been a source of shame and hung over me for a long time. I often feel I have to repress parts of myself to avoid doing something or behaving in a way that might be misinterpreted as having sexual motives. Innocent things like being friends with women, finding kids cute, doing yoga, or getting an erection. Also heavier things, like the myth that men can't be raped because they always want sex. This is my personal experience. I'm not saying that there aren't sexually violent men, or that men and women don't have reason to be skeptical of someone's motives. That men don't like baking. I love baking, it's just the best thing in the world. I make a killer cheesecake. Also man, the typical stupid man in commercials, bumbling and fumbling with shit while the smart wife looks on with her. Get a load of this guy. Look, Bob here threw red sock in with the laundry and now all his shirts are pink and he asterisk didn't even notice asterisk. What a bumbler. He needs the help of new color fast tide. Except he's fucking asterisk colorblind asterisk Deborah. That's why he couldn't be a Navy pilot like he'd always planned. And why he works in middle management at the chair factory instead, where it's slowly crushing his soul. You know why he drinks, Deb. Why he spends long evenings apathetically watching World War II naval battles on the History Channel. Silently pining for the life of proud military service like his own father had. Why he helped little Bobby Jr. build that model aircraft carrier. Then quietly wept in the laundry room for 40 minutes. It wasn't the goddamn shirts. Fuck outta here. Deborah. Are oddly specific, also hilariously well written. That we think about sex every 30 boobs. We really don't carrot God carrot I carrot 1 carrots and carrot pussy think about sex that often. I think about sex every 2 boobs. All men love professional sports. Some do, and good for the monsieur. I don't, not even a little. Don't care about trades or standings or drafts or beefs or stats or championships or madness or records. Not into it. I don't hate it, but I'm not interested either. Totally ambivalent. That dudes don't know how to cook. It's very manly. You can make a girl very happy with a decent meal. Gordon Ramsay joined the chat. I'm tired of the man flu stereotype. Me, I don't get sick very often. Most of the time, even if I'm not feeling well, I still come to work and do my job and just suffer through it. The only time I have to stay home sick is when I know for sure I'm going to vomit. What I don't appreciate is the insinuation that all men act like babies whenever they get sick. I don't go around advertising how terrible I feel, but if I'm in bed in the middle of the day, I'm probably just fighting a fever and/or waiting for the next time I throw up. Is that being a baby? Or is it allowing my body to fight off an illness exactly the way it's designed to do? Man, you nailed it. I took 3 sick days last year, and every time I had to hear about how I'm always sick. Sorry for my 99.5% attendance. Sorry about this one, fellas. I'm a fucking baby when I get sick. That we only talk about girls and how big their boobs are. Like, where did it come from? I saw a map of porn searches. Boobs versus butt. And in most countries, people search for butt porn more than boobs porn. In fact, the only countries who searched for boobs more often were Western and Eastern countries. And even then Iceland and Mongolia were on team butt. Greater than Western and Eastern countries. Those are all the countries that were obsessed with sex 24/7. In reality, people's sex drives vary wildly between people, men included. Sometimes all a man wants is a hug, a genuine compliment, and some time alone to play games or work on a skill, hobby. I would give up sex for a year if I could get a real caring hug from someone just once. That manspreading is sexual. I only hear women complain about how it's sexual and that men are trying to make them uncomfortable. But let me tell you, first of all, I'm gay. So if there's women around and I'm not sitting with my thighs pressed firmly together, it's not because I'm trying to make them feel uncomfortable or that I want to have sex with them. It's that I'm not trying to crush my dick, or I'm hot and trying to help cool down. Second of all, have they even thought about the fact that men might not want them? I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. Adding on to manspreading, men's hips are narrow, meaning our legs default to an outward angle. It's literally just a neutral sitting position. I've never heard women make this complaint, only that it's annoying AF to be seated next to a man on the subway and have your legs crushed together because his are spread way out. Which is true. It's not sexual, just selfish if you're on a crowded train. I'm pretty sure that many, if not most, women are mostly upset about their personal space being encroached upon. I don't really care for what reason. If someone's taking up half of my seat, I'm going to be rather pissed off. Beyond that, sexual harassment, not talking about manspreading here, is often about power, not sexual attraction. All men are rapists. I shit you not. Someone said to me, okay, but name one guy that doesn't give you rapey vibes. I just fucking walked away. The current response to this is your dad, because then she either has to concede her argument or call her dad rapey. Side note, doesn't work if she has an actual rapist as a father. This is part of the reason many guys suck at taking hints. Because most of us don't want to read too far into something and end up with the title of potential predator. It's not really a myth, but I hate when a girl gets fucked over by some fuckboy and a huge thread on Twitter starts about how all men are the same and cheat and fuck over people. Most of us just want a nice girl and not to cheat. There's an entire culture on Twitter of all men are trash, and as a man, it's definitely quite humorous a lot of the time, but man, sometimes it does get old. Sometimes I'm having a bad day and hearing that I'm trash by nature sucks. I hate when people learn I'm a male, single parent, and the assumption is always, how often do you have your child? I have my child 100% of the time and do this on my own. My kid is my world and always be. Makes me sad to always see a bunch of hype for the single moms killing it on their own. What about us dads? If it were a fair, legal system, more deserving fathers would get custody of their kids. My brother should have full custody of my nephew because his mom is a vindictive and manipulative, raging lunatic bitch. At least they have 50-50. As soon as he is old enough to choose, I know he'll want to be with my brother full time. He's only 8 right now. I think when he is 12 he gets to decide. He loves him so much and he is a great dad. He hates his monsieur has since the day he was born. Always been attached to my brother. Shout out to the good ones like you. That men don't get raped. Like Dave Chappelle said, society don't give a crap about man rape. I was sexually assaulted, so I 100% get this. I was told afterwards for the longest time, men don't get raped, and spent a long time in therapy over that. Fuck anyone who ever says men can't get raped. Same here. Took me a long time to admit to my friends. When I reported it to authorities in Japan, I was laughed at. Guess 3 months of physical and mental abuse and the occasional rape was funny because I am a guy. And that can't possibly happen to me. But men aren't supposed to like cooking, gardening, decorating their house, etc. No, Karen. This is America. I am allowed to like whatever the hell I want, as long as it doesn't harm anyone else. And you can't tell me otherwise. It's called life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, bitch. Yes. Seriously, my Phil was so mad when I bought my 3-year-old son a play kitchen. The saying I was making him gay and that no real man cooks. I pointed out many male chefs. Gordon Ramsay, Bobby Flay, Alton Brown, etc., and that his son, my husband, cooks a lot. He still grumbled about it. Nice username, by the way. You are a guy, so you must be good at crafting and mechanics. Like, no, don't just reject your problem on me because you think my gender can fix it, goddammit. Yep, I can look at a Warhammer model and tell you what will need pinned or magnetized. Your car. Don't have a fucking clue. How do you glue the magnets in and get them snug aligned? I've attempted magnetizing a Hive Tyrant before, but half the magnets end up at awkward angles because of the super glue bonding before I can smush it flat in the drill hole. A few tips. Make sure you have a drill size that matches whatever your magnet size is. Start with a pilot hole with a smaller size still than your target magnet size. I tend to put the glue in the hole, not on the magnet itself. I hear all the time that there's 2 types of men, ones that have been caught cheating and ones who have not been caught yet. It is so stupid. I would never cheat. I have enough trouble finding one person at a time. All men like big boobs. I hate that stereotype. This. Exactly this. I prefer my women a tad flat-chested, small, medium-sized. It's also so prevalent in pornography that there's nothing really that fits that niche except child pornography, which is morally wrong on many levels and shouldn't even be considered. On top of that, whenever women open up to me about their insecurities, it's often that they don't have big enough boobs. But when I say that I prefer them smaller, they brush it off as me trying to cheer them up. Somehow, if I tell you my opinion, then that is my opinion. I wouldn't lie just to make someone feel better. Greater than there's nothing really that fits that niche except child pornography. The fuck are you even talking about, you absolute meatloaf? 1. That men can't get raped. Male rape victim here. Yes, we can. But we're told that we should like it because of the unhealthy stereotype that we're supposed to be sex obsessed. 2. Beer and sports fixated. Nope. 3. The either of you that you're either a feminist or not. And if you're not, you're obviously against feminism after all. You have a penis. Hard pass on that bullshit. I have too much on my personal plate right now to engage in the luxury of choosing a side in gender politics. Neutrality on this topic is a perfectly valid stance. That without my wife I would be incapable of taking care of my children. Nothing ropes my goat more than when I'm out with my kids. 3. Boys and I get some offhand comment. Oh, babysitting the kids today, huh? No, I'm raising my boys to be good men by being an active role model in their lives. Like a father should be. I am a man here. Is it true that kids need food every day? Can't you just feed them a bunch once a week to save time? Feed them shit and keep them in the dark, like a mushroom is your works every time. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.